which country do you drink more beer? Beer, Celtic-Latin cerevisiae 1, is an alcoholic beverage, not distilled, with bitter taste, which is made with germinated barley grains or other cereals whose starch is fermented in water with yeast, mainly Saccharomyces cerevisiae or Saccharomyces pastorianus, and it is aromatized often with hops, among other plants. Panama. Venezuela. Beer consumption is very common in Venezuela, particularly the Pilsen type. It is also common to consume scotch with water, soda or coconut water, mainly on special occasions. Portugal. Poland. Many people think that in Poland, as it does -30 degrees in winter, people only drink vodka to warm up and there is no other liquid to put in their mouths. Well, I have two things to say to these people. The first is not to get carried away by the clichés. It is true that it is cold that peels in winter, but it is not so bad, chicarrón del norte that I am, and the second is that Poland is at the head of the countries that most they consume one of the best drinks that exist in the world, beer. Glen. South Africa. Although it is not considered one of the first producers in the world, there are many types of African beers. Although not most are available in Europe, some of these beers are currently of fairly good quality. Local indigenous tribes originally produced their own beers, but now there are many large breweries. Of all the countries that produce beer in Africa, the one in the lead is South Africa. Russia. Romania. Namibia. Seychelles. Say brew, blonde beer brewed on the islands. Belize. Although in Central America the beer offer was always very traditional with lager and pilsener beers, today we have a revolution of new names, styles and flavors that broaden the range of beers available in the region. This blog aims to be a guide for our compatriots and visitors on the different options of beer made in our countries, which can now be savored along with the beauty of our lands. New Zealand. Bulgaria. Brazil. Estonia. Lithuania. The breweries of Vilnius and Lithuanian beer. How not to take advantage of a trip to Vilnius to try the excellent Lithuanian beer. We found out what are the best pubs and breweries in Vilnius, where you can taste a good craft beer and not. Slovenia. The Laško Brewery, in Slovenian Pivovarna Laško, is the largest manufacturer in Slovenia. It takes its name from the town of Laško, where it sits. It is the largest beer producer in Slovenia, and the Laško brand is shared with the Union, which is also currently owned by the Laško Group, most of the Slovenian beer market, and is also exported to nearby countries such as Croatia. Latvia. They also serve great beers. Croatia. Croatia is a good place for those who like beer. Despite the small size of the country, it has almost a dozen own brands, as well as import. Finland. I am badly used to this topic, and I think many other Spaniards too. In Spain beers and wine have very low taxes, as in my current city. Hungary. Luxembourg. Slovakia. US. Austria. The Pesc candies were invented in Austria, which is also famous for its Apfelstrudel. From the capital, Vienna, is the famous chocolate sacher cake. Australia. Ginger beer. This beer is made in Australia, since 1960. It is made from the root of the ginger plant and is unique because it does not contain alcohol. It has a sweet taste and contains gas, thanks to the fermentation process to which it is subjected. Trying a ginger beer is a must when visiting Australia. Denmark. Carlsberg and Tuborg are two brands of Danish beer of international fame. Cherry Heering is a cherry liqueur of Danish origin that is accompanied with desserts. Belgium. Belgian beer dates back to the time of the First Crusades, in the 12th century, long before Belgium was an independent country. With the permission of the Catholic Church, some French and Flemish abbeys elaborated and distributed beer as a form of financing. The low-grade beer of the time was considered a healthier option than water, not always potable. The now traditional methods of elaboration evolved, under the supervision of the abbeys, for the next 7 centuries. Ireland. One of the drinks most associated with Ireland is the Guinness that is usually served in pubs, although the Smithwick's, which on the European continent is usually known as Kilkenny, is also popular. Celtic tradition of cider is always present, as well as malt whisky and Irish coffee. Since 1974, Ireland produces one of the most famous liquors, the Bailey's Irish Cream, consisting of a mixture of milk cream with Irish whiskey, whose alcohol content is 17% of the volume. 73. Netherlands. The best-known beers are those of national production and that due to the strong export are known in almost all the world. UK. Germany. Although wine is increasingly popular in many parts of Germany, the national drink is beer. The consumption of beer per person in the country is decreasing, but with 116 liters per year it is still among the highest in the world. Of the 18 Western countries surveyed, the per capita consumption of soft drinks was found to be lower than the average, 14th in the list, while the consumption of fruit juice is one of the highest, 3rd in the list. Czech Republic. In the Czech Republic the average consumption of beer is 132 liters per inhabitant per year, the highest in the world. Among its main beverages are fermented, Pečírovka, sekt, sparkling wine, and, of course, the Pilsen beer known worldwide as Pils or Pilsner. Spain. The history of beer in Spain begins in the Iberian villages, considered a fermented drink, made with cereals, that was very common consumption. Its primitive denomination was Caelia. The later romanization of the Iberian Peninsula relegates to the background the Caelia in favor of fermented beverages coming from the grape, just as is the wine.